Bulk and Skull and Extension Spike are classic characters from the Power Rangers universe. They're just two really annoying bullies that gave the Rangers various problems. Their purpose was to have slapstick humor peppered in an episode, which worked many times and fell face first in some others. They're our connection to the outside world. Everyone has different perspectives towards the duo. You love them because they gave something else to the show instead of the perfect happy-go-lucky main cast. Their physical comedy is very well done. It rarely ever feels wrong, which other seasons have problems with. But people can despise them too. Their actions waste time towards the story, and they didn't really have a full connection beyond certain aspects. This is a larger problem in Samurai. So you either love them or hate them. I originally didn't care for Bulk and Skull. They were a distraction for many episodes, primarily season 2. So I wanted them honestly gone, but thanks to the abundance of seasons they stuck with, their characters evolved and improved where they got to save the day on a few occasions, and I don't have a problem with that. In a sense, Bulk and Skull are the series' torchbearers. They give the glue of continuity to the universe. Thanks goes for Robin Chan for suggesting this episode, and if you have an idea for a topic, you can leave one below.
Football season.
Sometimes Skull gets to make fun of Bulk himself. This is one of the best, dumbest things they do in the first season. Some of the Rangers decide to take up football, so Bulk goes into Me Too mode. Why? Who knows? I guess Bulk always has that rival with Jason regardless of him actually being good at anything. So instead of actually training, he throws himself in the hallway, crashing into Kaplan, earning another day in detention. Then Skull comes in with the book saying professional football players take ballet so they can get better at moving their large frames. So what does Bulk do? Puts on a tutu doing embarrassing things, and not just in the juice bar, but also detention. PR usually sucks when it comes to background extras, but when Bulk is on the teacher's desk looking like he's giving birth, the guy looking straight on, his face is priceless.
Countdown to Destruction Part 2.
As we know, Bulk and Skull aren't heroes, but when put into genuine danger, they can rise up and pull off something great. While not totally satisfying to the audience, we'd have a much grander moment if they saw the original MMPR team. Seeing who the Power Rangers were for the first time gave them that spark. Them, as Bulk says it, the world can potentially end. Bulk sees people he knows that he believed were weird and dumb as Power Rangers. If they can be the heroes, why not himself? So both characters run in to help in any way possible. It's a fitting end to their personal arcs. We see that this revelation has changed who they are. No longer do they see the Power Rangers as a prize, but something to strive for, which culminates 9 years later in Samurai, for Bulk at least.
Power Rangers the movie.
This movie was all over the place. I'm not justifying all the weirdness or the stupid story. However, the movie would have been worse if Bulk and Skull were not involved. They fill the B-plot of the movie while the Rangers would deal with losing powers and learning the ways of the ninja by an owl from Ocarina of Time. Ooze has an alternate plan in effect, sending out this free goo to everyone in Angel Grove. Why he does it, I don't really know. He wants all the parents in the city to kill themselves. Why just the parents? Why rely on a substance that you have to touch by chance? Again, I don't know, but I do care about Bulk and Skull. They gave me a reason to care about this section. When push comes to shove, they help out in the background, doing anything possible to stop the people jumping to their deaths. It's one of the few times the duo doesn't do anything funny and pulls off being dramatic well, while the Rangers themselves are being overly goofy and stupid when they're fighting Ooze and his bad CGI. Maybe Bulk was right. Their names should have been on the thank you sign.
Crystal of Nightmares.
As usual, Bulk and Skull are in the wrong place, so they get affected by the same dream spells given to the Rangers. In their dream, they're in the food hero outfits they came up with a while back. Ignoring that they know how the Rangers morph and what the Megazord cockpit looks like, it was a simple, good way to use them in this manner. Think of it this way. We know the Rangers are way better suited for this type of harassment, but BNS aren't. As the Rangers break out of their dreams, Bulk and Skull are trapped in a Megazord being kicked and thrown around. It's a good way to raise the stakes on things like this. I still hate that this was the only time a US cockpit was made for the Daijujin cockpit. I'd like to know why it wasn't kept, improved on, and used to film material with the MMPR Rangers, not to mention the hamburger and hot dog morphers.
Potion Notion.
Skull doesn't get solo episodes all that much, but this is another one that gives him justice. Skull has liked Kim from the very beginning. He was a complete ass towards her. No way would anyone want to date him like that. But him becoming a cop, them becoming less and less annoying to everyone, he finally asked Kim on a date. But thanks to the love potion spell, Kim doesn't voluntarily accept this. Ultimately, Kim has to say no, which ruins everything for Skull, but you see that Kim felt sorry and didn't want to hurt him. This connects a small bond between the two, which is why fans like to pick Kim as Spike's mother. I personally don't like that direction. It goes against what she wanted to pursue in France, but it is a decent answer to that question.
Christmas together, friends forever.
The Rangers in the clip show are the bad part of the episode, while Bulk and Spike are the heroes. Why would I put this unimportant filler in my list? Because it shows what could have been with Bulk and Spike. The story is simple. They're poor, which was set up from the very beginning. We see Bulk treat Spike like a son. Bulk has grown very close to Skull's family, something that was created all the way back at MMPR. While sad and disappointing, they still try to have a nice Christmas with nothing, just giving a tissue box for Bulk's cold. This one episode gave character development to both of them, while also working with the dumb rule of them not interacting directly with the Rangers. You don't feel like you're watching two different series or forced slapstick for the sake of slapstick. It's a genuine good B-story, regardless of the sappy nature of the episode.
White light.
Bulk and Skull do nothing wrong in the episode. They see some sort of gold container. Most people will want to open it. Yeah, in a world with giant monsters blowing up cities, it's pretty stupid for them to do this. Why would you trust anything weird? But we're talking about Bulk and Skull. They let their greed block out thoughts all the time. I think it was probably the best way to get Rita out of her dumpster. Zed threw her out. The Rangers don't ever want to see her again. What could they do? That wouldn't be generic. Like brainwashing a Ranger to do it. We don't need to see that again. Who's doing it? Rita? How would she be doing it through the dumpster? You'd think it'd be made of anti-magic. It would cause issues. Not huge issues like jumping to light speed through a ship in The Last Jedi, so using them is the best choice. They're a part of the story. No one looks bad. Nothing is reused. The only thing that's crummy is how long they take to cut it open. The pacing wasn't good, so you get annoyed that the Rangers can't just get there. But I gotta put on my plot hole police cap for one thing. Why couldn't Alpha teleport the dumpster back into space?
King for a Day Part 2.
You'd think that this would have ruined the emotional story that the Zeo Rangers were going through with Tommy. I think this is a perfect example on how to use Bulk and Skull during huge fights. Keep them involved and not step on the Rangers' toes. Everything logically works out. Alien Cellmate assumes Bulk and Skull are fierce warriors. Why wouldn't they be? Anyone here is to fight and kill each other. Best of the best are needed. Bulk and Skull play this up out of embarrassment and the fear that their cellmate will kill them. Their comedic fighting nonsense doesn't feel out of place. Bulk's clumsiness destroying cogs feels right in the moment, unlike Jar Jar Binks, for example. This in return helps out their alien friend. All three escape, and the Rangers are none the wiser, all while the entire team was demorphed and Bulk and Skull never seeing them. Every part of the episode satisfies all the characters. No one feels left out, no one breaks character, and even the new alien friend was used in a good manner. The only thing that sucks is the fact that no one would ever believe this story from the guys.
The Instrument of Destruction.
This is why I yearn for backstory. Instead of being a one-dimensional character, we find out that Skull has a hidden passion, his love of music. This is kept hidden by a simple reason. He's afraid that Bulk will make fun of him. This episode works on many levels. First, it helps kids with similar situations. We've all dealt with liking something that isn't considered the norm, or you just feel that you shouldn't like it due to peer pressure or stereotypes and are afraid of people's reactions. This is a great example how Power Rangers teaches kids without making the moral that obvious and doesn't talk down to them. Morals are perfectly fine in a TV series. It gives character growth on both ends. Second, we know Skull isn't stupid. He's really good at music. He just likes being an idiot on purpose. In return, Bulk gets raised with him. When Skull went on stage to face his fear and Bulk saw him, he had two choices. Bulk decided that their friendship was more important than any of the stupid bullying stuff. In that little moment, Bulk and Skull grew up. 3. This opened people up to Skull potentially being the Gold Ranger. He showed his good side. He basically earned a possible position as being a Power Ranger. This is where the whole arc of the story feels ruined. While having Jason come back was great, but having Billy being thrown away and wasting this nice character moment with Skull gets people angry at the possibilities.
When is a Ranger not a Ranger?
I really hate the ending of this one, but it was the best moment for Bulk and Skull. The entire point of MMPR Season 2 was to expose who the Power Rangers were. It was an okay premise to follow up Season 1. They didn't want them to just keep doing the bully routine, but it sucked that we knew they would never figure it out. So many setbacks, so many stupid screw-ups, until this moment. The Rangers had their memories erased, which in itself is a really good story. By pure luck, Bulk and Skull were there. They finally got to see who they were. The reaction was simple and not overly dramatic, which is a plus. But instead of leaving and running away happy, they stayed, realizing the Rangers were about to get killed, stopping Scatterbrain at the last moment, restoring the memories, but losing theirs. I really wish the series left their memories intact. It would have changed everything about the characters, but that's kind of the problem. By doing that, Bulk and Skull would have lost some of their funny bits. It works great as in helping them out, but they wouldn't be able to do other types of stories anymore. They wouldn't act stupid to them in class or in the juice bar. No more poking fun at them. It was reduced, but it wasn't gone. I can see why the writers didn't want to do it. At the same time, how would the show have changed? It would have definitely been more interesting. This would have also worked as a two-parter. Them finding out the truth and even going into the command center would have been a fun episode. Everyone has to admit Bulk and Skull are special to the series, or later seasons wouldn't be emulating that duo comedy team element. You need some sort of foil for the Rangers. PR wouldn't be PR if it was just serious all the time. I'm not saying they're flawless, I didn't forget about the monkey arc, but if you need classic elements from the series, they're a good place to always go back to. Not bad for two characters that were meant to act as a way to cut around unusable Sentai footage. What are your thoughts on Bulk, Skull, and Spike? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Did you change your mind like me? As for Spike, the actor was good. He felt like the son of Skull. I just wish he was used in a different season. New episodes every Monday. Next week, seasons I would like to see as movies.